What's going on, you guys? Welcome you guys to the channel. It's your boy Big Dog back with another one take review. Today I got one for season 5, episode 21 of My Hero Academia. My Villain Academia, as well as I think it's like maybe 110. I want to say I'm kind of lost on like the numbering right now. I just pretty much been watching. Not really thinking about that part, but like this episode, it's up there like completely. The Meta Liberation Army is there and in full effect. The League of Villains gets escorted into Decay. I think that's the name of the town. Or yeah, it's more of a town than like. Well, no, 110,000 people is more like a city, I guess you could say. But I don't think that all of those people are there. Of course, I think they're spread around. But nonetheless, they get escorted in town by slippery dude, like the hero guy who's just like And Shigaraki is the first person to notice, like, man, it's pretty quiet here. He's like, oh, okay. And like he says, it's like, oh, that's what it is. And one of the oh my god, I had it wrote down earlier. I was rereading the chapter. One of the guys come through, and he was the leader of the Hearts and something company, and he's basically just lets the League of Villains know, yeah, we brought y'all here to kill y'all. That's pretty much what we here to do. We here to kill y'all, and that's it. Because like the Metal Liberation Army does not respect the League of Villains, they want them out the way. And then next thing you know, people are coming out of the woodworks everywhere. They're coming out of ditches. They coming out of houses. They coming out of stoves. They coming up behind bushes. They coming everywhere, and they all attacking the League of Villains. Not only that, even I think Spinner even mentions like, bro, each one of these guys is strong. Like so, they're not going against like anybody who's weak. This is some great training for the League of Villains. Like this is a situation where I'm just kind of looking like, damn. I'm kind of wondering like how a hero even would have reacted to this because like these people have been in this area training their quirks just so they can like use them in like everyday life, and not have to like hold them back or anything like that. So these people are well versed and like know their quirks down to the T, which which is great. You know what I'm saying? I love seeing. I'm a huge guy on villains. And so you get a situation where you have the villains in like a dire situation, and where they're going against like some more bad guys. But these guys, the other bad, like the Metal Liberation Army, doesn't seem to be as evil as like the League of Villains. Though League of Villains quick to straight something, and that's what you obviously see. You see them taking them on. You have Shigaraki, who's looking like a dog, looking like a straight up dog in his art. And I'm gonna get to more about what he did in just a second. But I think the shining light, the person who the camera was on, like who had the big story, was Himiko Toga. That was his Miss Curious. I'm just gonna call it that. Miss Curious is the person who's like she wants to write this report on Toga and try to see like, hey, what happened to this young lady who used to be so cheerful. Everybody said great things about her, and like we want to see like what turned her into the villain that she is today. And we get Toga against her, but not just her. Once again, Toga is out like completely outnumbered to the T, to the point to where there are so many things happening to her. This Miss Curious quirks is where she touched something and turned into a bomb. So I'm assuming this was already planned. So she went around just touching spots and boom, Toga touch them, boom, they go off. Like this is, and like you seeing Toga pushed to the brink, like she's getting pushed back by everybody. She's even trying to use the moment where she was like in the store and tried to use her quirk on the four villains or the four people from the Metal Liberation Army, and they just like exploded. The blood exploded, and like she is taking some serious damage. She cannot shake back. And all the while, we just learning more about Toga's backstory and stuff, and like what does she like. And Toga's pretty much like she has an infatuation with like blood. Not only that, Toga's whole thing is like if she loves you or if she likes you, she wants to be like you, and not only like and she wants to take your blood in order to. She has to take your blood in order to do like that. To be like you. You know what I'm saying? To like she has this like it's not like an identity crisis or anything, but she just have like an infatuation with the certain things she loves and the things that she loves. She wants them to bleed. And it's crazy because we get all of this stuff, and in a way that the episode played out, I thought was amazing. Um, just well, how they told the story, how they told her backstory, I thought was just like interesting. And we get like some dope moments from Toga when Toga was just talking about like this is normal life to her, you know. And that look she had on her face, that just crazed look with blood spilling, just you just see her smiling, the face that our parents hated, and you know what I'm saying was they didn't want her to make, and like all of that is just like damn man. Toga, we already knew Toga was an interesting character, but I think seeing people pushed to the brink always does something for me. And it wasn't a sense of like it never felt handed to her. This was a battle where she had her back against the wall the entire time. While this person is steady talking, you know what I'm saying, just annoyingly, and Toga was just like, man, I don't. And she even said, she's like, I like you guys. You know what I'm saying? What you guys trying to do? I like you guys. But she did not like Miss Curious. Yeah, that was simple as that. And she was at that point where there was nothing else she could do, and she used one of the not pallets, capsules, I guess I would say, of some of the blood she still had left stored up, and it was from Oshiko because she felt like heroes and police, all of them, they treated like teenage high schoolers better. Young girls, teenage high school, they felt they treated them better. And so that's how she just like was talked about how she escaped from the police and everything, and from how she always running from heroes and stuff. And so when she was going out, when she going out on her shit, she wanted to go out like Ochiko. You know, she loves Ochiko, she loves Deku. You know, her bleeding and like battered and bruised. She like, oh, I'm like you, Izuku. She's so weird, but it's just pretty much who she is as a character. And so you get that moment where she uses her quirk has developed to the point. She's pushed so far to the brink that we know that people can develop their quirks, right? Even more past than like what they normally do, and that only makes sense. And for Toga's quirk, for her to be able to not only, and this is crazy because you have people like my boy from Class 1B, I can't think, Monoma, who was able to like copy people's quirks, you know what I'm saying, for a certain amount of time. And we know it's like 5 minutes, but the more he works on it, of course, he'll probably move past it. And maybe, you know, what else they can develop into. And the reason I'm bringing him up is the fact because we know what his quirk can do, and we know he can increase the time if he work on his quirk. But now we see the Toga can not only transform into people, she can now use their fucking quirks, which is nuts. And of course, she's fast and agile, so she's able to touch all the other people from the Metal Liberation Army out there. And she lifted them all up. She said, I've seen Ochiko use her quirks so many times, so I know what to do. And she hits release and drops them all. Blood goes there. I said, dog, that was fucking awesome. Not only that, she just talks about, she just like, I'm tired, I'm weak, can't feel my arms. But at the end of the day, we have to kill. We have to get rid of everything that we hate. Isn't that right, Tomo? And it's showing that like, yo, they the league really believes in Shigaraki. Only person who I haven't just quite well, there's actually, I ain't gonna say that. There's two people I'm still kind of waiting to see it from, and that's Spinner and Dabi. But Dabi does acknowledge Shigaraki as his leader, you know, and Spinner it just seemed like he's more. I do feel like Spinner's like kind of like on the edge, but I see that he's like observing Shigaraki and how Shigaraki's developing because Shigaraki took out a whole group of people by only seeing to not having to touch all of them. Like his decayed quirk, decayed people. It didn't like without his hands having to touch them. And for Shigaraki, that is scary. Like Shigaraki is scary, bro. Like the only person I felt like who kind of got saved, and I feel like it was solely due to plot, or it's just like Shigaraki was early using his quirk, was Eraserhead when Shigaraki, it was like season one when he grabbed his elbow and like like his arm started decaying. I feel like Shigaraki touch you at all now, your shit boom, your shit's gone. Like he and like of course and like he's and this is a sleeping Shigaraki. He been fighting Big G for a minute. Now they wait on him to wake up. They still got an hour and 20 minutes before he wakes up. So they still have to continue to fight these people until this guy wakes up. Which is and while they're already tired because they you know what I'm saying, it was in a tough situation to begin with. I just love seeing more development from them. And another thing we get Dobby versus this guy with ice, and he said something interesting. It's like, oh, why you not? The guy calls Dobby out like, why aren't you using your flames already? And then Dobby, of course, uses them. You know what I'm saying? But it still seems like he knows something about Dobby's ability. Maybe Dobby has some kind of limitation. But even though Dobby does say, I've gotten stronger. You know what I'm saying? So I was able to sense you. I need I need a moment from all of them to like acknowledge. I know Big G has to acknowledge Shigaraki, but I need all of them to acknowledge what Shigaraki is doing as well. Another thing Shigaraki did was he had some flashbacks, but they're still kind of like choppy. But I do know we're gonna get like the full story eventually. You know what I'm saying? And I doubt it be this season, probably beginning of the next season. You know what I'm saying? But I know that origin story is coming, right? Um, and the episode pretty much ends where we have twice goes and he finds Toga's body. He's like super concerned. He's trying to get it because like Twice seems to be the person who cares about Garen and he cares about Toga a lot. He's like, yo, you the person like who made me feel like I belonged here and stuff like he really cared because he even shows like the handkerchief that she gave him. It's like, you remember you gave me this? Like it's like emotional for the villains. You know what I'm saying? But that's one of the things I appreciate. There are so many times, bro, and like so many anime do this, where they have the villains just be villains and their henchmen or their underlings. They don't give a damn about them. They'll kill them on a whim. And it's like, how do you expect to get stronger if you don't fight? Like, you need somebody to fight for. That's why I like last episode when Shigaraki was just like, of course, well, Shigaraki was like, I want to destroy everything. And then what Toga was like, what about the stuff we care about? He said, except for that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like he acknowledging them. It's not like they're just a group of people just put together who they'll kill each other at a moment's notice. I've never been a fan of that. You know what I'm saying? And they're actually together. So that's one of the parts I like about it the most. And so one no, another one of the guys from the Metal Liberation Army, his name is Tomoyasu Chikazako, skeptic. He was able to create puppets out of like so many people. So he, Twice has this like disorder or whatever with himself. You know what I'm saying? Because of his quirk. So he sends a whole bunch of puppets that look like Twice. So Twice gonna have to deal with that and overcome that. I don't even know how he's gonna get to what's his name because he's up there in the tower right now. So it's gonna be a tough situation for Twice to try to overcome. But I think if he does, it's going to definitely make his character better and like help him in the future. I thought this episode was great. The last episode was good, but I thought this one was great. And like they're giving like there are certain shots of these guys that you see each episode is amazing. The shot we see of Toga this episode where she just like I said the blood, and then the shot of Shigaraki last week when he's like the Kings. I think he said the Kings coming or something like that. The Kings arrived and he just had his like all of that. Those are like terrific shots. And then there was actually another one in this episode that I loved a lot, and it was when Miss Curious was holding on to Toga, and like all her followers was around her, and she just trying to get Toga to admit like what was wrong with her, and it's like that she was miserable and shit like that. And so like, nah, that's not me. You know what I'm saying? That's not what it is. Amazing episode. Loved it from front to back. I thought it was great. Can't wait to see next week and us to just go through each one of these like villains and see how their quirks develop. You guys let me know what y'all thought about it down in the comments. Hit that like button, subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching the video. Hope you guys staying safe, and I'll catch up with you guys later. Peace out, people.